How to help a child with a specific phobia. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Zaki, and if you're new here, this is the space where we make sense of stuff that makes parenting tough and honestly, sometimes kind of scary. Today we're diving into something that affects so many families, and no one really talks about enough. What to do when your child has a full-blown, meltdown-worthy fear of something very specific, like dogs, needles, clowns, or even something totally random like balloons or buttons. Yep, it happens, and it's way more common than you think. Today I'm walking you through what a specific phobia is, why it matters, and most importantly, how to help your child work through it without accidentally making things worse. So first off, let's talk about what a specific phobia actually is. Technically, it's an intense, irrational fear of a certain object or situation that lasts for more than 6 months and gets in the way of everyday life. But in kid language, it means something triggers absolute panic, and they'll do anything to avoid it. These fears aren't just, ugh, I don't like that. They're, I'm going to cry, shake, scream, or run away because I truly believe this is dangerous. The fear might not make logical sense to us adults, but to that kid's brain, it's a 5-alarm fire. Their brain hits the panic button, and it's our job to figure out how to gently reset that system. Let's make this real with a few examples. Imagine Maya, 8 years old, who loves cake and games but refuses to go to birthday parties. Why? Balloons. She's terrified they'll pop, and the noise will hurt her ears. Or Leo, who's 10 and won't get on an elevator, even if it means missing out on a trip to the museum. Then there's Sam, who sees a dog from across the street and immediately jumps into your arms. Crying? These aren't just quirks. These are real fears that limit what kids feel safe doing. And while some kids grow out of them, many need a bit of support to move through it. That's where you come in. Now, the first, and probably most important, thing you can do is listen with empathy, not judgment. I know it's easy to brush it off and say, it's just a dog, or, come on, balloons aren't dangerous. But to your child, those reactions can make them feel embarrassed, or like their fear is something to hide. Instead, validate it. Try saying, I see you're really scared. That must feel awful. I'm here, and we'll figure this out together. When a child feels understood, it builds trust, and trust is what lets them face scary stuff without feeling like they're alone in it. Next up, get curious about the fear. I like to think of this step as being a fear detective. What's really going on? What sets it off? Does the fear show up when they're tired? Is it worse in crowds? Does it start before something even happens? Like just thinking about it? Ask gentle, open-ended questions when things are calm. What's the scariest part about it? When did you start feeling this way? Or even, if you could wave a magic wand and take this fear away, what would you do differently? These questions help kids reflect without pressure, and they give you really useful insight into what's driving the panic. Now, here's the part where a lot of adults go wrong, and it's totally understandable, but it backfires. Don't push your child into facing their fear head-on too soon. Exposure is powerful, yes, but it has to be gentle and planned. Not, well, if you're scared of dogs, I'll take you to a dog park. That's like being afraid of water and getting tossed into the deep end. Instead of building confidence, it actually confirms their worst fears and makes future progress even harder. The idea isn't to be tough, it's to be thoughtful. So what do you do instead? You build what I call a brave plan, sometimes called a fear ladder. This is where you break the scary thing into tiny, manageable steps that slowly help the child get more comfortable. Let's go back to the dog fear example. Step 1 might be looking at a picture of a dog together. Step 2 could be watching a video of a calm dog wagging its tail. Then maybe you walk past a dog from a distance. Over time, you work up to be in the same room as a dog, and eventually, if the child's ready, saying hi or giving a little pet. Every step should feel like a little challenge, enough to grow their confidence, not send them into panic. Along the way, you'll want to teach calming tools they can use when their body starts going into danger mode. These tools are like a superhero toolkit for managing anxiety. Try deep belly breathing, like smell the flower, blow out the candle. You could use visualization, like imagining a safe place or a cozy fort. Some kids like using fidget tools or squeezing a stress ball. And grounding exercises work wonders too, like noticing 5 things you see, for things you hear, 3 things you can touch, and so on. Practice these tools when they're calm, so they know how to use them when things heat up. Now let's talk about the moment where you realize this is bigger than you can handle on your own. If the fear is really interfering with your child's life, like they won't go to school, sleep alone, or engage in normal activities, it might be time to bring in a pro. Seeing a child therapist or psychologist doesn't mean something is wrong with your child. In fact, it's one of the smartest things you can do. Therapy, especially cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is amazing for phobias. It gives kids strategies to manage their thoughts, control their reactions, and regain confidence step by step. And if you're a parent or caregiver who's feeling overwhelmed, I just want to say this. You are not to blame for your child's fear. You didn't cause it. Fear can be hardwired or triggered by a past experience, or sometimes it just happens. You're here, learning and showing up for your child, and that is already something to be proud of. Helping a child navigate their fear isn't always easy, but with the right tools and a lot of love, it's totally doable. Let's do a quick recap. First, listen with love and zero judgment. Second, gather clues about what sets the fear off. Third, don't throw them into the deep end. Go slow. Fourth, create a brave plan with small steps. Fifth, practice calming tools to manage fear. And sixth, if things feel too big, don't be afraid to get professional help. You don't have to do this alone. All right, that's it for today's video. If this helped you understand your child's fear a little better, or gave you some tools to work with, please share this with another parent or caregiver who might need it. And if you want more honest, real-world advice on parenting, child psychology, or just surviving life with little humans, make sure you subscribe to the channel right here at Zaki. Hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. We got some really cool stuff coming up. Until next time, keep showing up, keep your heart open, and remember, your calm helps them find their calm. Take care, and I'll see you soon.